Okay, my name is Frederick Dunbar Morgan II. I'm president of the Dunbar Festival Committee and chair of the 2010 Dr. Martin Luther King Commemorative Celebration. I undertook this about 5 years ago, and you know, you hear the saying all the time, when you see something that needs fixing or you see a problem, rather than complain about the problem, jump in there and be, I guess, of a service to hopefully rectify that problem, and that's what I did. You know, looking at the MLK celebration, which was done by the Dunbar Festival Committee, you know, we only had maybe a couple of thousand people attending, and I kind of analyzed it and saw where there were some problems, and we started working on those. One of the things that I saw that was lacking was an educational component, and we added that with educational summits for the high school kids to talk about scholarships and programs of study at the various colleges and universities, programs that can help them get on the right path, you know, in high school to get to college. We also added something new this year, was a scholarship dinner dance, and we're going to award a scholarship in honor of Dr. King to a graduating high school male student, and a scholarship to a female student in honor of Rosa Parks. And then also we've continued the ecumenical service, and we just had a spiritual filled time yesterday at St. Mary's Missionary Baptist Church, just invoking the Spirit of the Lord, but also just recognizing the spirit that Dr. King had and his servant leadership spirit to step out there on faith as a young black man, a young man, to want to lead the civil rights movement. I mean, I know he had, you know, nights of sleepless nights in making that decision, but his community needed him, just as I think my community needed me. And I went down in prayer before I undertook this, and I asked God, do you really want me to do this? And God told me, yes, it's your time to step up for your community. And I had to do it. And then today, here we are at Centennial Park. We got white, black, Hispanic, people from young to old, all races, nationalities here, celebrating the legacy of Dr. King, but also coming together in unity. And that's been one of my things. Growing up in Southwest Florida, in Dunbar, one of the things I saw is that our communities are so separated by geographical boundaries, by names, and whatever. And one of the things I've been working toward is pulling our entire Southwest Florida community together, because we all should be striving to build and make our communities better economically. We should all be working toward helping children get an education and go to school and do something with their lives, and stopping the violence and the black-on-black crime and all the problems, but working towards solutions for our problems. So today is a success. I figure that we have in excess of 12,000 people here throughout the day that are enjoying themselves. There's no violence, no crime, no fights. And you know, many times people say when you bring this many people together, especially this number of black people together, that you're going to have problems. Well, we've had minimal problems the last 5 years, and it's because our kids are looking for something. Many times in the past, before I took this on, after the Gospel and Inspiration Hour, the older people would leave because they just felt so intimidated by the young people, especially the bad young people. And now, throughout the day, we will have young and old here throughout the program, and they'll probably be here to the end at 5:30. And I really appreciate that. So we've turned the corner, but there's still much work to be done. And as long as there's breath in my body, I'm going to be working for my community.
My name is Charles Bell. I go to Mariner High School. I'm very proud to accept this trophy. I won second place in the Dunbar Festival Committee of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Again, I want to say thank you. In my essay, I talked about how very important Dr. Martin Luther King was to the black community. And I want to talk about how significant remembering Dr. Martin Luther King Day is. I think it's very important because we all need to remember what he stood for and what he did for us as a people, and not just for African Americans, but for all minorities. And I just want to say thank you.
Ron Jenkins, the importance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day is a day for remembrance. You can come out, you can do some work. One of the most important parts of Martin Luther King Jr. Day is that we have an opportunity to remember all of the good that he did. We have an opportunity to interact with one another in a positive way, and it's a chance for us to get back together as a community. We get to talk, we get to meet up with old friends, and we most of all get an opportunity to see our children at their best.
Okay. Hi, I'm Pastor William Glover with Mount Hermon Ministries right here in Fort Myers, Florida. I've been asked to comment on the significance of the Dr. King holiday. And of course, it's significant for a number of reasons. The first is it keeps his legacy of social justice and community alive and in the memory of a generation that's too young to remember the struggle of African Americans and really all Americans for social justice and for social freedom. And then the second reason is that when you look around and you see the diversity of our community, and we're all gathered in one place for one common cause, and it's just a beautiful thing to see churches and community organizations and groups come together to commemorate Dr. King and just really have a good time, wholesome time for the entire family. And then I think thirdly, it just keeps the need to continue to struggle for social justice in the forefront of our minds. And all of those reasons and many more I've not mentioned are reasons that we should continue with this legacy of the King holiday. Thank you.
It's good to be here today. The activities we are having are by far one of our better years. The weather is good, and believe it or not, I believe that Dr. King is probably looking down upon us, encouraging us, because these are the kind of things that make his dream come true. I believe that somewhere, somehow, the vision that he had for people coming together is going to be those visions that we're going to reach. And it's these kind of things we're having like this afternoon are going to be those kind of things that's going to help us accomplish that vision. If we're all on the same level, we're all thinking in the same way, then hey, we're going to have a very, very good time.
Okay, well, I'm James Roach. I'm running for Congress, and we came down here as we do every year. This is the biggest concentration of Democratic voters around, and they're the best people to come and get opinions so that I can represent them better. It's been a great day. It's been a great mix of people, and we come down all the time. My wife, the school teacher here, Teresa, and I come down all.
Hi. I've been a teacher here for 27 years. I teach kindergarten out of Pine Island Elementary, and this is a wonderful place, but we just felt like we needed somebody that actually lives in this community and know what's going on in this community to represent it. The current representative we have, I hear, is rarely here. Jim and I are part of this community, so we want you to have somebody that you can actually talk to, email, call, and he'll get back to you. He will answer you, and he actually wants to know what you need in this community. So please, please, please help us, and remember to elect Jim Roach for Congress. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'm James Roach. I'm running for Congress, and we came down here as we do every year. This is the biggest concentration of Democratic voters around, and they're the best people to come and get opinions so that I can represent them better. It's been a great day. It's been a great mix of people, and we come down all the time. My wife, the school teacher here, Teresa, and I come down all.
Hi. I've been a teacher here for 27 years. I teach kindergarten out of Pine Island Elementary, and this is a wonderful place, but we just felt like we needed somebody that actually lives in this community and know what's going on in this community to represent it. The current representative we have, I hear, is rarely here. Jim and I are part of this community, so we want you to have somebody that you can actually talk to, email, call, and he'll get back to you. He will answer you, and he actually wants to know what you need in this community. So please, please, please help us, and remember to elect Jim Roach for Congress. Thank you.
Hey, hi, my name is Peter Diangui, and I'm the NAACP AXO program chairperson. And I think without Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we will not be where we are. His dream is really being realized, and that's what we are celebrating now. And he's died for it, and many other people died for it, but we are here, and we're still marching on. There's still a lot of work to be done, and that's why this festival must continue, because there's a lot more. When I look around, there are very many young people here, and there's still a lot of injustices around, and we think in the long run we will overcome all this. Just as the kids are saying when they sing, we shall overcome. Yes, one day, just like Martin Luther King Jr. said we have that dream.